It's Monday morning back at school, and after their week's work experience, Year 11 are settling down to their normal routine. Sean has Spanish first thing with Mr. Granger.
Escuchad, por favor, can you listen, please? Right.
The class is for less academic students taking a certificate instead of a GCSE.
You're speaking assignment which you've been preparing now for several weeks, okay?
Several weeks? We did it last lesson. It's not several weeks.
Right. If I walked in and I pointed at this sheet and I said, Quiero una camiseta, por favor. See. It means I want.
Speak English, boy.
I want. Sean.
I'm listening.
Pick an item of clothing from here, okay? Right, I want everybody to pick an item of clothing. Quiero plus one of these items, yeah? Now then, Sean.
Yeah, quiero un gorilla. Gorilla, whatever it is.
Quiero una gorra, muy bien. Okay, we've got that far. We'll say the item. Next two things we have to say, we have to say what colour we want the item in, don't we?
What if you don't want,
colour?
like, none of these things on it?
What if you don't want any of them?
Yeah.
Well, you have to pretend. You have to pretend for the purpose of getting through the test that you do.
Spanish problem with best lesson.
When everyone's messing about, you've not been in when we're all messing about. Honest to God, man. We must chuck about 4 trees of paper away. We just chucking them across the classroom, honest to God, it's bad ace. Rubbers, everything you could possibly find, we're chucking across the room over each other. Mr. Granger's like, whoa, everyone, next person chuck something, the on-call's coming. So he turns around, everyone launching everything again.
Escuchad y repetid, can you listen and repeat? En grande, en mediano, en pequeño. Let's work backwards. En pequeño, en mediano, en grande. Okay, let's give you 5 minutes of quiet work now while I get the tape prepared for you.
Over in English, a GCSE exam is starting. 4 members of the top SAT are sitting an oral test that will go towards their final grade at the end of the year.
What exactly is going to happen?
Nat has been struggling with her English and is desperate to get a C. Michelle wants a B to pull up her overall grade.
There are people catching up today, people who need a grade, all right? And it's your job to support them. It's your job, being a questioner, to help them give enough information to get a C.
I call to stand Mr. Burling.
The pupils are role-playing characters from the text and inspector calls to demonstrate their public speaking skills.
Please tell the class about your involvement with Eva Smith.
I felt I had a good reason, because it was jeopardising my future career and my family's prospects.
English I like, but the work sometimes I feel like it's a bit too hard for me, but I feel like I'm too ashamed to like put my hand up and say to the teacher, yeah, it's too hard for me.
Michelle has worries of a different kind.
People's expectations are an extra pressure for me. I can't help it, they all expect me to do well, my family, my friends, the teachers, and it's always there playing in my mind.
Has the defence got any further questions for the witness? Thank you. I now call to stand Sheila Burling.
Nat's moment arrives. This is her one chance.
Would you please state your name for the court?
Miss Sheila Burling.
Please tell the court about your involvement with Eva Smith.
Well, I met Eva Smith when she was working at Millwoods, and she looked upon me in an unlikely manner, so I made a complaint and got her fired, and I accept responsibility for that, but surely I wasn't entirely to blame for everything else that went wrong.
Back in Spanish, it's time for Sean to take his lower level oral exam, which also goes towards his final grade.
Right, Sean, your big moment, Sean.
Mr. Granger's bad safe. Because he can have a buzz, but he makes you do your work, so it's safe. As long as he's like, if he has a buzz with you, you're like
Yes, man. Safe teacher, you can have a buzz with him as well.
Right, okay, you're going to run through it slowly. Pronounce every,
Father, Roger, and Grandpa.
pronounce every word as it
I
sounds.
can't.
You've done these before and you've passed them before, so let's give it a go. Introduce yourself, say me llamo Sean.
Me llamo Sean.
Okay.
Yo.
Bueno. Here he goes. Leah.
Pipe down.
Gracias. Vamos.
Me llamo Sean. Quiero un father, Rojo, un grandpa for whatever that. I can't even say that. That's gay.
Let's just stop the tape and
I can't say that.
and we'll have another go. You've done the first one fine. You want quiero un cinturón negro. Yeah? Do you want to practice the cinturón?
If you get anything easier, I can say.
Yeah, let's change it. We don't have to have cinturón, do we? How about camisa? Shirt.
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
as
let's
long
go
as
for
it's
that.
easier to say.
Yeah? Okay, do you want me to point to the words
What's
as
that
you go?
say?
Quiero. Quiero. It's like a K. Here he goes.
Quiero una camisa negro en grande, por favor. Quiero un gorro azul en grande, por favor. Quiero unos vaqueros en grande, por favor.
Quanto cuesta?
Quanto cuesta un
Cinturón.
cinturón, por favor?
Okay, muy bien, great. So you've just gone in and ordered your stuff, haven't you?
Sean has just passed his Spanish exam.
Do you want to go and sit down and prepare your title page now?
In English, the pressure now shifts to Michelle.
Gerald Croft. I met Eva Smith, although I knew her as Daisy Renton at the time, at the Palace Bar. I was not aware of her past. If I had been, I'd have offered more aid. Miss Smith did not talk about her past, so how was I to know how badly she'd been treated? I get really stressed over it. It's like, because I'll do one piece of coursework and then it's straight on to another and I can't always finish it. And the teachers just think that I'm not bothering to do it, but I am. I do try, but because I've got so many, I can't always finish them all for the deadline.
I would like to see the 4 people who I've assessed, okay, because I would like to give them their grades. Your grade is not just based on what you've done today, it's also based on your discussion work last lesson.
The exam over, the girls are anxious to find out how well they've done.
Oh, Miss, not say. Did I?
No, it's right.
Right, Michelle. Okay, you've managed to catch up with the grade you needed for an explanation, and I've given you a 17. Okay, now 17 is a B minus. Right, and I've given you that because you contributed a lot to the discussion last lesson, and you're also very articulate trying to explain why you did things. Quite a lot of detail, and you were able to answer the questions as well. Okay, so it's a good grade. Go in with a good average there. Average at middle B. That's good.
I don't mind, I had all notes in front of me of what I wanted to say, but none of it come out. At times I was too scared to look at them and read them out. So I just had to say what I wanted to say. And she said the only thing that's wrong now is I need to talk in standard English and not use slang. So
I got a B for it, so I'm pleased with that. I was dead nervous though when Sam started asking me loads of questions. Sorry! I was really nervous when she did that, but I answered them. So I got a B for it, so that means I average at B for my oral work, so that's alright.
It's only 2 weeks before the grand opening of the Arts College, when the 100-strong rock choir is meant to perform in front of pop star Mick Hucknall. The soloists are gathering for their first rehearsal together, with music teacher and songwriter Mr. De Burka.
This is the first verse, and you got to know that, then the second verse, and then there's a middle section. So there's a hell of a lot to do today. So, guys, sing with me. 3, 4. Every day get a chance to learn more. Things that we create today help open up the door.
Bram has been singing in the choir for a while and is passionate about his music.
No, come on. You're taking their line. It's over here. Stand in the middle. It's good sound, but it's the wrong line. Do tie up. If you're going to be a famous pop star, you need to look smart. 3, 4. Try this with you, Bram. We are the future. Please listen to what we say. This again. 3, 4. We are the future. Please listen to what we say. Can you hold it on then, okay? Billy Joel style. Yeah. We are the future. Please listen to what we say. Oh, come on, guys. I'm going from one side and they're getting it, and you're not getting it. We are the future. Please listen to what we say. Try that with you, okay? We are the future. Ready? 3, 4.
Bram is not happy with the harmonies he's been given by Mr. De Burka.
We are going down to maths, where some sort of incident seems to be taking place. So until we get there, we're never quite sure how dramatic an incident that's likely to be.
Deputy Head Mr. Davidson has been called to an alleged assault in the maths corridor. A Year 11 girl has been fighting with a Year 11 boy.
Straight line, please, Anthony.
Head of Maths Mr. Bennett and Deputy Head Mrs. Arden are already on the scene.
This young lady has tried and succeeded in assaulting him, or trying to assault him. In doing that, she has she's thrown an object which hit me. It might not have.
So he's casting it.
Well, I tell you what. Okay, if Mrs. Arden can take you.
Not sir. She's a. I don't want to go.
Well, this is a serious matter then. I need to take you down to my room now. We'll get Richard Hall in a second.
We can't get into a situation where we can talk rationally about what's
going on. Well, that's what we need to do. Let's go down to my room now. That's the easiest thing we can all do. I think I'll just give this go. Can look at this really is business, is it?
Carla Hogg was having an argument with Richard Hall when the fight broke out. She claims he smashed a door on her nose, which led to her tantrum and throwing a deodorant can.
Where's your bag? I noticed you threw it, didn't you? Where is it? Well, that was unnecessary, wasn't it, really? That didn't help at all. Anyway. Okay. So you calm yourself, I'll give you 2 minutes, and then we'll have a chat about it.
I don't just have a tantrum for nothing just because I want to have one. I'll have an argument or a tantrum when I've been arguing with someone or something that I've not done or something or other. I mean, every student does. I mean, you know, kicking the lockers and stuff, everyone does it. I mean, I've seen students worse than me started kicking bins and stuff. So I'm not the only one in the school who has tantrums.
Wait a minute, that was a pretty over-the-top sort of response, wasn't it?
No, right. This is how it started, yeah.
Well, look, we'll talk about that privately in a minute. You and I now will just go and talk this through, find out what the problem is, and then when we need to speak to the other boy, I'll send for him. Okay? That's better. Okay, come on then.
I've had a few incidents there now, so they know what I'm like. They like when trouble comes along with me or something, then they're obviously thinking, oh, nothing new, you know what I mean? She's there again.
Where did the trouble all kick off?
Before maths.
In that open area?
Not in that area, in Spanish.
So it started in Spanish and
Yeah.
it continued all the way down to maths. Right.
After Spanish it was.
All right. And what did he do or say?
I can't remember what he said, but he was walking past and that, and then I sort of like went to chase him that, say, what you doing and all this. And he sort of grabbed the door and went to slam it in my face, which he did, and I banged my nose. And then he nearly broke it because it hurt.
Right.
So then I've gone in maths and I've had a word with him and he started again giving it all out. So then I've gone to assault him. I'm not ashamed to admit it.
Well, you do realise that you can't have people taking the law into their own hands. Assault is assault,
I know that,
irrespective of provocation, isn't
I
it?
had the deodorant bottle in my hand, right? And I didn't mean to throw it at Mr. Bennett. I meant to throw it at Richard.
So who are the people who witnessed the thing then, would you say? Obviously
Well,
we've got Mr. Bennett's and we've
Well,
got...
I've only got one witness at the end of the day, so I don't know. But I didn't mean to it in, that's all I know. That's one thing that Miss Arden said to me. She said, where are you going? So I said, going to get my bag. So she went, right. She went, go and get your bag. And then I went, right, I'm going to get my bag. And she won't let me pass.
Well, she prevented you running off, actually, didn't she? She prevented...
I could have run off and
your own
Mr. Bennett's
safety.
at the door. He's there like that with his hand.
Yeah, but I mean, I think the reason that people were keeping you in there was because you were in such a agitated frame of mind. You were absolutely furious. You're like a wild thing when I got there, weren't you?
Yeah, but
And then, then storming off. What's all the drama? Storming off, throwing the bag everywhere. You know.
7 bags and that.
Right, okay. Well, look, best thing for you to do now is you need to just sit down calmly. I will go and ask the other people what they saw, and then we'll decide what we're going to do in response. All right? So would you like to just wait out there for me now? Right.
Whilst Carla waits outside, Mr. Davidson goes in search of Richard Hall, the boy involved in the incident.
Mr. Hall.
Yeah.
Will you just come with me a second, please? Yes, please. Just bring your stuff.
Carla's worried. She's meant to be sitting a maths GCSE exam tomorrow. A suspension could mean she misses it.
Right, we've had a real nasty incident, haven't we, this afternoon? And I've heard one side of it. And before we actually, determine what we're going to do in response to this, you need to tell me your side of the story.
She was just messing about. She jumped on my back and I went flying through the door, the corridors.
Right.
I went through the door and the door hit the wall and bounced off, and she was on her way through as it came back and smacked her, and I think that's what's happened.
But the real trouble seemed to take place down here, didn't it?
Yeah.
When I got down there, we had teachers keeping you apart, and this was miles away. So how did the trouble manage to sort of make its way down here?
I was just finding out what my seat number was for the exam tomorrow, and all of a sudden she just kind of like threw an air or kind of something at me, and then just dived on me.
Attacked you in the class, is that what you're saying?
No, just outside the class.
She threw an aerosol can at you? Did it hit you?
No, that missed and it Mr. Bennett.
Where did it hit Mr.
I don't know, all I saw was it just flew past my head, hit the wall, bounced off and it hit Mr. Bennett. I don't know where it hit it.
Have you told me everything I need to know?
Yeah.
Right, off you go.
Mr. Davidson has gathered his evidence, and it's likely that Carla will be sent to the Student Support Centre, where pupils are under close supervision, both as punishment and to remove them from mainstream classes.
They said that they're going to stop me from getting suspended because it's my last year for GCSEs, and they've not spoke to Mr. Bennett yet, and they're going to see what he's saying and stuff, and then Miss Arden's just sat there, said that she's not going to bother with me, so I said fair enough and that. I said I was out of order, apologised and everything, and then I don't know what's going to happen after that. Just have to wait and see.
3, 4.
The pressure's on for the rock choir, so after school Mr. De Burke is holding an extra rehearsal for soloists. But Bram is still struggling with his notes.
We are the future. Can we do the chorus, please? Twice through. The second time, come through. You come forward, and you two doing the harmony, okay? 3, 4. We are the future. What's wrong, Bram?
I didn't get the note, so you put me off.
I wouldn't have known that, only that you pulled a face. Right, 3, just you guys, then come on to your part, okay? 3, 4. We are the future. Please listen out to what we say.
No. That's not good.
Please listen out to what we say. Right, now you made me go wrong. listen to what we say. Okay, please listen to what we say. He's got it. Very good. In fact, I've got to say, Mr. Pike, you picked this up really quickly. Very good ears, yes, yes. We are the future. We take pride in what we do. So come on, help us build our dreams. We light a fire in you. Very good. Don't frown when you're singing. It's harder to sing, but that's very good. You're getting it. Well done, Bram. Mr. Pike, can you go, last the whole day long? Can you do that one?
Last the whole day long.
Last.
Bram is not happy. His friend Chris's singing is putting him off.
Nearly. Okay, let's try it. So you go, last the whole day long. You do 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 up the top. Okay, last.
It's the next day, and Year 11 are sitting a crucial GCSE maths exam, which could count for 30% of their final mark. Carla is being allowed to sit the paper.
You've got a calculator, then it should now be on your desk. Those of you who haven't brought a calculator into this exam must have known that this was an important GCSE exam with 30%.
Sean has not brought a calculator.
If you haven't brought a calculator in, then really you've only got yourself to blame.
The maths exam underway, Sean is not paying much attention to his work and tries to get Michelle's attention to borrow a ruler. But Mr. Bennett clocks him and sends Sean out of the exam.
Oi. Got sent out in an exam.
One candidate whose work won't be marked.
You said that you can send people out of the exam for doing stuff, because Philip Johnson had his hand out, and it was you can send people out of the exam, because it says up there in the rules, I don't know if any of you can see it, but I can. And he just looked at me, didn't say anything, just stayed quiet, looking at me. So I just went, I went, get out. I went, see you in a bit. I worked good evening, I just walked on. For no reason he sent me out. And that's probably pissed me off. You don't like me anyway. I did answer. I got sent out for nothing. He said, can anybody see? He said someone was messing about. Hey, Sean, you can't talk in exams. He says, right, come back in, he can kiss my ass. I'm not going back in now. You have to do this pie chart. I went, Lee, can I borrow your rule? Do you know how to do that? I don't like some gay lines or something. And he went, yeah. And then I went, well, give it me. And he kept putting it towards me and went to grab it. He kept moving it.
Excuse me. In there.
Why has he been kicked out?
In the exam, there's only 10 minutes to go, but the head, Mr. Hart, decides to let Sean back in.
If you've not got a pencil, it's like, if you've not got a pencil, it's like, oi, borrow me a pencil. Safe. Everyone's like, oh man, don't look to the side of them, you might be cheating. It's like covering their work up, somebody's cheating.
Quietly leave the room. And everybody else still in the room is still under exam conditions, so there is no talking until you go out of the room.
The exam over, Sean is kept behind.
You need to stay. Bits and bobs, you know.
He must really like me. Mr. Hart didn't say anything. Mr. Hart was saying, he just got me and he said, what's happened? I told him and he just went, he went, don't say. Seemed to me, you put on my thing, talking and inappropriate behaviour. Inappropriate behaviour. Show me inappropriate behaviour if you want. Very inappropriate behaviour.
Right, can you go and wait outside the headmaster's office, please?
Again?
It's just laughing and messing about all the way through, wasn't it?
Man was talking to, I don't know who it was, I don't know what his name is, but he was talking to someone behind him. And then he was sat there through the whole thing going, Michelle, Michelle, to me, and just winding me up.
He was just laughing and basically asking about all the way through it.
I was going to say something to Mr. Bennett, yeah, but he got chucked out anyway.
I don't think I've done very well on that because I didn't finish some of them because I didn't have enough time. I need quite a bit of time on my maths.
I went in, I didn't even have the right equipment or anything. I revised for it though, for like first time ever. I didn't have the right equipment. I went in, broke Sir's ruler in anger of not doing a sum or something, so I snapped it in half.
My one objective this year is to beat Kate at one GCSE subject.
Never.
I know I've never asked a college chick one GCSE.
You'll beat me in music, so that's
I doubt that.
Do you know what mine is? To actually get a GCSE.
Mine's still not getting chucked out.
It's solo rehearsals again, and Mr. De Burke is still trying to raise the standard of singing.
Every day the music gets me feeling so high. Every day. It's not. It sounds sweet, but listen. If you could, and with the boys' note, a bit of energy, a little bit of punctuation on different words. Listen. Every day the music gets me feeling so high. A little bit of style to it, if you could call it that. Okay.
Every day the music gets me feeling so high.
Can we all put a bit more rhythm into the voice?
Just
sounds
me.
like... Shh.
All right.
Thank you. Right, here we go. Sorry, guys, you're singing flash. Just sing confidently, even if you think it's wrong.
And even if the rain may fall, I know it won't last long. Oops. Every day the dreams gets me feeling so high. Every day I get a chance to learn a little more.
Some of the girls are taking different notes. That's right.
Sounds a bit the way you
Listen,
do it.
but we haven't time to faff, because then when it comes to the lights and that, we just start choosing whatever note we go, and we all end up singing unison, and it sounds a bit ordinary.
What's your song you pick?
Yes, I know. Thank you. It's very kind of you. Yes. I'm so lucky. Girls, so you're now on the C.
No.
Sorry, A.
Now on the A.
And the boys are on the C as I want it. Okay. Shh, 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 shh.
Miss, do you know where Mr. Davison is?
Have you tried his out first?
Yeah, but no one's there.
Carla is now on the hunt for Mr. Davidson. Having finished her maths exam, she wants to know if she's being sent to the Student Support Centre.
These were the actual doors that Richard This is where the incident happened. I walked towards the door and he slammed it in the face on my nose. That's how it's all happened. So he told me to come through after the
You go to Mr. Hart's, Mr. Hart, tell him what you've decided following yesterday's incident.
Alright then.
Alright, bye-bye.
He said go down to Mr. Hart and see what's happened.
Carla still doesn't know what her punishment will be.
He said yesterday he weren't going to get suspended, but they could, they might have changed their mind because Mr. Bennett's in there now with Mr. Hart.
No, I do. I think it's a good department. I think you should take credit for that. Okay.
Absolutely spot on. We'll run through it with the whole
Head of
choir.
Performing Arts, Mr. Randall, has been holding a joint band and soloist rehearsal for the rock choir. But Bram is still not happy. He thinks the harmony he's been given by Mr. De Burka is wrong for his voice.
Rock choir's a pile of arse.
Yes, so.
What have you got now?
There's some materials.
I might actually forget my guitar somewhere, you know. No one will
Got mine on
know.
my back now, I'm not doing it. It's not even right. It's not even songs.
Wait, Ginger!
Yeah, it's not even songs right or anything. And he expects me to fill it all in.
See, me doing my little chick boy dance is good. But that's wrong, making Bram sing when he don't want it. I rate you.
Oh, I want to sing, but it's cutting. He's like asking me to do the entire point part.
Yes!
Cut into that. I'm trying to sing 2 harmonies at the same time. It's impossible.
What? Why don't you just sing Come Over by the Sunset?
I'm singing
I couldn't fit it in.
What?
Get Chris ready.
Singing your left testicle off just to make everyone smile.
It's crap. What about it?
I want to tell him I don't want to do it because it's getting on my nerves.
Put that on. Here it is.
Bye, Kate!
So you Mr. De Burka's group?
No,
You're my group, right? My group going there, and also Mr. De Burka's group next door.
Sir, is there anything else I could sing apart from that? But really, just go there.
Right, folks, you just go in and sit down. I'll sort you in 2 seconds.
The problem unsolved, Bram is not sure if he should carry on with the choir.
Richard either, would you? No, that's great.
I didn't get shouted at. He just said he's going to sort things out, see what's going to happen. Mr. Bennett said his views, Miss Arden said her view, I said mine. And he don't know what's going to happen with me properly yet, but he said it'd be nothing serious. So he said just wait out here until he finds out what's going to happen.
Over an hour later, Carla is still waiting outside the head's office. Despite all evidence being gathered, a decision still hasn't been made. Mr. Bennett is alleging assault because he says Carla pushed him and made physical contact.
Sir, do you know what's going to happen about yesterday?
Yes, I do, yeah.
Why, what's happening?
Well, that's for you to
I know.
think about, isn't it?
I know what's happening now.
Well, yeah, I think you're very lucky not to be expelled from the school, to tell you the truth.
Pardon?
I don't know exactly. I mean, it's not for me to decide, is it? Really?
I know, I was just asking now what's going to happen.
Well, you know you were well out of order yesterday, don't you? And there's something has to happen as a result of that. Have you calmed down since then? Yeah. Well, you must take your punishment, whatever it is.
Straighten out more or not?
Yeah. I'm sure you'll learn about it, maybe sure.
She was basically just after my blood. She basically just wanted to kill me. Because she thought I tried to break her nose.
I think it was Richard, really, because he was giving it out like that. And I think, like, when you're like half and half having a fight, you always get a temper, don't you? You want to fight back and that. And then I had the 2 teachers on me, and I just wanted to kill him. And I don't know, my temper was really bad, and I started kicking things out and everything.
We was both in the wrong, up on the corridor, front corridor up there, because if we hadn't have been messing about, then none of this would have happened.
I feel a bit stupid about what I did and everything, like little performance, but I don't feel stupid for what I did to Richard because he was out of order, so at the end of the day I was just sticking up for myself, do you know what I mean?
Nearly 2 hours later, Carla decides again to ask Mr. Hart if he's made up his mind.
Don't worry, it's not going to be the end of the world for him, is it?
I don't know
I'll have it sorted by lunchtime.
I was like, weren't sure like what was happening, if I was getting suspended or if I was going to support unit, because I can't do both, do you know what I mean? And then I was just sat outside his office all day.
Can I come into my room, Carl? I'll explain to you.
Almost 3 hours later, Carla is told her fate by Mr. Davidson.
Right. You're going to be excluded from school
Yeah.
as a result of yesterday, because when I talked to you, I talked about using the support centre, but having spoken to Mr. Bennett, it appears that what happened was far more serious and angry and violent than I'd understood. So Mr. Hart sort of allowed you to come in so you could do your maths exam, right? Because it's part of the real thing. And he is at the moment, I don't know where he is at this precise moment, he's writing you a letter.
So what kind of letter is it, Sean?
It's a letter which is for your parent guardian, which says...
I'll give it her, I'm not bothered anyway, I'm not going to tell Mum anyway.
Well, fine, okay, so I'll go and find it. If you want to wait out there, I'll get you the letter, and I'll read it as soon as I can. Okay?
Carla has been suspended for 3 days.
Stupid. I didn't even hit him, did I? I didn't even throw a can at his head.
Right, he's got like a 1, 2, 3, just count to 10, right? And he should release.
I'm so annoyed now.
It's been a tough and stressful week for Year 11s. With Michelle's English exam over, it's time for a weekend of fun, celebrating her 16th birthday.
That'll be matched at the door. Have you got the favourites? Yeah, give it here then. My nails come off again. Oh my god, it's gorgeous! Gorgeous. Do you want to see my scary room? Okay. Everyone gets really freaked out by this because apparently that looks like blood. Hey, do I look alright? Can you see it? This is Matt's. Do I look alright? Yeah. Jenna? Hello. Is this yours? Tell me if these match. Yeah, they look gorgeous. Did we decide what lipstick I was wearing? No. No! Jenna! What? Jenna, the curl's falling out my hair. Look there, the curl's falling out there. Jenna, if I put my wedges on, am I going to be taller than Matt? We met in the summer holidays, I think it was.
We met really over the internet, which was strange.
After that we decided to meet up again and we went and met up in Manchester and just fell for each other.
It feels like I've known her for ages, but I never knew it. We've only seen each other once a week. It's just not what follows about, but she's been like the heart of my weekend every week. I've seen each other for nearly a month now, and I just really like her. It's strange.
The party's in full swing, despite the banning of alcohol by Michelle's parents, much to some's disappointment.
Mum asked me what I wanted to drink and I said vodka and coke and she said, sorry, what do you want to drink? So I said, we'll have a WKD. She went, try again. So I went, I'll have a Bacardi Breeze and she goes, and again, go on. So she just kept me going until I got something non-alcoholic. Hey Chicky!
I'm soaked!
You're soaked!
Bram is giving it his all on the dance floor, but Sean is not happy about partying without alcohol. So the boys decide to get the help of the only 18-year-old there to go and buy booze. Alcohol purchased, the lads are happy. But the boys are not the only ones slipping off. Back at the party, the girls are doing exactly the same, leaving only Michelle and boyfriend Matt in the room.
Well, I don't really drink a lot. It's like if I go to a party or if I go out, then I'll have a drink. A lot of my friends drink like every weekend. A lot of them get really drunk most weekends, which I think's stupid. You just end up feeling sick, passing out and then having hangover in the morning, don't you? I know that quite a few of my friends like will have a drink, but they don't drink too much. There's a couple of my friends that spend most weekends passed out, but I'm not mentioning any names there.
I do it like when I go parties and stuff, you know, because everyone else is doing it. It's like a, you know, it's a socialise or something. Alice Swindles, been like a thing between him and Ellen for quite a bit, and then it kind of calmed down, and then he went out with Hayley, who's going out with now.
She don't go with me. Every other girl's safe for me. I think girls are top, and making them cooks on top as well. But if she says you're not drinking, that's on top, innit? Please, run!
Bram and Sean think they've clocked a police car, But meanwhile, Michelle is not happy.
My mum's going mad because she knows everyone's going getting alcohol and she thinks they're just all going to get really drunk, and which most of them probably are. And she's not happy at all. She said they can smoke, but they're not to drink, which I understand. I mean, I'm not drinking.
I don't smoke, and smoke is dirty. Anyone smokes near me, I either get off or say, hey, what are you doing? Put it out. It's getting on my face. I can't stand it. It's bad dirty.
When I was younger, I used to hang around with quite a big group of people, and I actually got forced into trying it. And I threw up and everything. I hated it. Yeah. I try to put people off as much as possible. Like, if you see them smoking, I go, you shouldn't smoke, man, you know, it's on top. And they go, well, you know, it's my body. And they go, well, you should stop it and stuff. Try and persuade them really bad to try and stop smoking, because I hate it.
After all the antics of the night, the boys are back at the party. Sean's latest girl couldn't come, so he's making the most of a night on his own. As he hits on Ashley, her boyfriend Adam is sitting in the next room. In the girls' toilets, a queue is mounting. Ashley is in one of the cubicles, supposedly being sick.
Yeah, who's that? What?
I went with this girl, man, and her boyfriend was sat in the other room. She was being sick, right? Well, not being sick. Went in the toilet, goes, I don't feel well. So I thought, and she goes, come here. I went, nah. She went, come here. I went, nah. She went, I'm not feeling well. So I went in. What's up? She went, fucking hell. Whoa, easy, tiger.
Is she actually throwing up?
Adam comes to check on his girlfriend in the toilet.
No, she's not really been sick, honestly.
Are you throwing up or have you fell over like normal?
She's just going to toilet. She said she'll be fine.
Every girl was randy, and he was all pissed, apart from Michelle.
Coming up next week, dress rehearsal for the big day, and Bram finally cracks and walks out. The school sleepover causes commotion, and Nat gets upset at a girls' football match.
No, I'm not smoking. So I'm going to be drinking.
Drinking's better than smoking. As long as you're not like so drunk that you collapse on the floor.
Yeah, nothing to put you into hospital because that's just stupid.
I know.
If you have like a quiet drink and it makes you confidently giddy.
Yeah, it's nice and giddy and stuff.
Yeah.
So you can forget.
I want to go home now.
Passive smoking's maybe worse than actual smoking. You know what I mean? When your mates smoke, you sit next to them, you're going to die as well, you know what I mean?
Can you do without a cigarette though?
Yeah.
Can you?
I can go all day, it's just, I don't know. And it's just like, say if like I tried like giving up in school, then I go with my mates and they're all having a cig and I just need to have one, because they're doing it round me.
Yeah.
Right, smoking, you're a chimney, aren't you, young?
Yeah, but it's right, smoking,
yeah.
It's right. It's bad for you, just can't quit. Once you start, you can't quit. So it's all in it, so really, isn't it? Drinking, I'm getting bladdered tonight, mate.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I suppose I've been getting bladdered every night, mate. I don't drink myself, though. College chick.
Hello, my friend.
College chick.
Hello.
College chick. College chick. Quick one. Let's go. Sarah, man, she come down the other day. She's tasty.
Any mates?
Yeah, they might be coming out tonight.
You have an open invitation if you want to come up here, my friend.
Ring me. Ring me.
You wanna fight? Fight me.
I need it.